Food is making us sick. Not even the bugs and the bacteria get to the food. Nothing eats that. And this is what we buy and put into our bodies.
You have a public role here, which is to warn people. It's not a question just
what are you warning them
of whatever it is involved in what's in the food. If it's genetically modified.
Yeah, I'd like to know that.
Genetically modified.
Fertilizers were made in the same factories that made explosives and ammunition.
I am concerned when foods I ingest have fertility-corrupting drugs and poisons in them. They banned the healthy, natural one. Last year, the food and beverage industry donated over $27 million to 77 government clients, lobbied through 384 lobbyists, 70% of which were former government employees. Whoa. The research could reflect an industry-wide problem because fast food restaurants can process and handle their foods all very similarly.
Our foods that we buy off the shelves are filled with poisons and toxins. And Monsanto is by far the world's largest controller of food that reaches our shelves. The genetically modified seeds and the control that Monsanto has taken over the world is potentially devastating for the future ability of humanity to grow our own food.
You know, we were talking last week about some of the stuff that is subsidized in America agriculturally, and it's all the stuff that goes into making the worst kinds of food. It's not beets and broccoli.
So as much as we might have reached a really dangerous situation with Monsanto controlling large quantities of seeds and genetically modified seeds, and they own the rights to those seeds, by the way, as well. So if you accidentally grow their seeds on your farm without a license, you go to jail, or they confiscate your farm.
A new study shows that chemicals known as phthalates, which have been linked to health problems, have been detected in food from popular chains McDonald's, Burger King, Yum, Pizza Hut, love 'em, Domino's, delicious, Taco Bell and Chipotle. Researchers obtained 64 food samples of hamburgers, fries, chicken nuggets, chicken burritos and cheese pizza from the chains. They found that over 80% of the food contained a phthalate called DNBP, and 70% contained the phthalate DEHP. Both of the chemicals have been linked to reproductive health problems. Food containing meat, such as chicken burritos and cheeseburgers, had higher levels of the chemical studied. Laria Edwards, an author of the analysis and a postdoctoral research scientist at George Washington University, told USA Today that it's concerning to find these chemicals detected in the foods that we ingest. I am concerned when foods I ingest have fertility-corrupting drugs and poisons in them. Yes, that's a good way of describing it. Phthalates are added to plastics to make them softer, and they can transfer from plastics used for food handling, such as gloves, tubing, and more. They have been linked to reproductive problems, learning and attention problems in children, and more. The detected levels of phthalates in the study are below the Environmental Protection Agency's health protective thresholds. Well, let's find out where they're funded from before we get too excited. We did a story recently about how baby food had something like arsenic or something mental in it. I couldn't even believe I was reading. We all know that fast food's bad for us. We all know that it leads to people not being paid enough money. All of those delivery services that have emerged in the pandemic are exploitative. Oh yeah, but you'd rather have a job. I see the stuff you guys say. But my feeling is that something that's so socially ubiquitous has to be responsible. And isn't it just common sense, good old-fashioned common sense, that you don't eat poisonous food? USA Today reached out to the 6 restaurants cited in the research for comment. Larry Lynch at the National Restaurant Association accused the study of being a bought and paid for tool of special interest groups looking to incite fear and make headlines.
A Canadian scientist has been caught in an Aaron Brockovich-like moment when he's asked to defend that chemical against links to cancer rates in Argentina. Take a look.
Do not believe that glyphosate in Argentina is causing increases in cancer. You can drink a whole quart of it and it won't hurt you.
You want to drink some? We have some here.
I'd be happy to, actually, but not really. But
not really.
I know it wouldn't hurt me.
If you say so, I have some glyphosate.
No, I'm not stupid.
Okay, so you.
No, but I know
so it's dangerous.
I know people try to commit suicide with it and fail fairly regularly.
Tell the truth.
It's not dangerous to humans. No, it's not.
So you're ready to drink one glass of glyphosate?
No, I'm not an idiot.
Food is making us sick, and the reason for this is because we no longer eat healthy food. Because of what's been happening, the rising costs, that people don't grow their food anymore, and the rising costs of production and labor, fast food has become a very quick and easy way for us to get fed. And that is a huge problem for the world, because fast food is not even food. We don't even know what to call it anymore. If you look at some of the examples of some of the major brands where they've taken the hamburgers and food that they create and they leave them exposed for years and years, not even the bugs and the bacteria get to the food. Nothing eats that. And this is what we buy and put into our bodies.